What's up, everybody? Welcome to another exciting episode of Triggered Wrestling. We had a long and busy weekend. We had WWE Fastlane. We had AEW Collision. We had the Tuesday Night Wars. We were live and meeting Mick Foley and at Collectible Stampede. We got all the Triggered energy and all the wrestling news here on Triggered Wrestling.
Triggered Wrestling is so awesome all the way around. That gets me triggered.
Ooh, okay, well, let's go with the bad trigger right now.
See, I'm a fan of all of it. We'll force you to watch Triggered Wrestling.
How's it going, Adrian? How are you after that busy weekend? Well, not just weekend, week overall here at Triggered Wrestling.
I'm so fucking beat. Really am. My brain just shut down, I think, Monday. But at the end of the day, I'm loving it because we're talking about wrestling. We're going to wrestling shows. We're meeting Hall of Famers. We're watching a Tuesday Night War. We're seeing titles being exchanged over the weekend. Overall, when my attention is on wrestling, best believe your boy is going to be tuning in and giving 110% to wrestling. But then after Raw, my brain kind of shut down a little bit of too much intake. And we also went to a little music festival called Aftershock here in Sacramento, California, so that also did it as well.
Yeah, Guns N' Roses Sunday right after Collectible Stampede. It was what I want to say, welcome to the jungle. That's kind of how this weekend was for us. But let's get into it. I just want to say thank you for everybody that came out to meet us and talk to us, both at the Mick Foley signing and as well as Collectible Stampede. Just to answer some questions that were asked at those events, we are currently trying to work on some merch. I know our fans are out there asking for merch, so that is something that we're actively working on. So thank you so much for being our loyal listeners and also giving us the time of day to answer some questions and just hang out. We're all wrestling fans, so it's good to meet other wrestling fans in person instead of just talking shit online, which is how Triggered Wrestling started.
Yeah, and this is something I like to do. I like going out and about, going to wrestling shows, going to meet and greets at Barrio Toys, shaking some hands, meeting new faces, meeting new potential listeners, new friends, building relationships. Thank you guys again.
But the next place you can catch Triggered Wrestling is going to be this weekend, October 15th at the Barrio. We're going to be live and in person, hanging out with Temo and the Barrio Toys crew at the signing of none other than the legendary Ultimo Dragon, Ultimo Dragon, WCW, WWE, AAA. I mean, he's been everywhere. I don't know if he's been New Japan, but I know he's Japanese, so I'm assuming he's been there.
Yeah, man, Ultimo Dragon's one of my favorites. I saw him in AAA, CMLL back in the day. I did see him at a little indie show here in Santa Ana and Pro Wrestling Revolution. The man can still work. The man's still amazing. I know he had a match a while back with Penta at AAA and La Ruleta de la Muerte. A great fucking match. The man can still go. I love him. Can't wait to meet him in person and shake his hand. And yeah, you know, it's just as a fan meeting a legend like Ultimo Dragon.
And then right after that, we're going to drive all the way across town to back to Elk Grove, California to enter the SPW Arena for their newest event. I'm going to butcher this because I'm not going to Google it, but it's like Frights, Ghouls, and Wrestling Tights. Some shit like that. Ghouls, Frights, and Wrestling Tights. But they're going to have a Halloween show with a fan expo. Come out, meet the legendary hardcore legend. Another one in Tommy Dreamer will be there live in action defending the Impact Digital Media Championship live in Elk Grove, California.
Yes, I can't wait for that show as well.
But yes, so all of that is what we got going out in the future. But let's just talk about our last week in wrestling, starting off with AEW Collision. There's one big aspect of what I want to talk about here. FTR gets squashed, losing the tag team titles to the team of Ricky Starks and Big Cass, or what his name's Big Bill in AEW. But we get new tag team champions Collision. Adrian, what is your thoughts on this?
To be honest, I did not see that coming. Caught me off guard. I thought FTR was going to retain, but there was a lot of speculation that Cash Wheeler is legit injured and his ribs need to rehab. Some people online have been saying that Cash Wheeler has that gun charge case that he still needs to fight. Some people are saying that FTR is just cooling off for a minute. They did trademark CMFTR last week. So right now, nobody knows anything, not even Dave Meltzer himself. Fans are just throwing things around, rumors here and there, see which one becomes the most popular rumor so they can go with it. But I was surprised. I did not see that coming. It just caught me off guard overall. Could Tony Khan be throwing Big Bill and Ricky Starks a bone by telling them, hey, you guys are going to be next tag team champions? You know, there was that rumor of Ricky Starks jumping ship as well. Could this title reign stop him from jumping ship? I don't know, but what do you think?
I don't know. This is all over the place. This has weird AEW booking all over it. Should have they just vacated the titles? I think so. But instead we get to see FTR get squashed against Ricky Starks, of all people, who's just lost his feud with the Blackpool Combat Club, and he ended up beating Wheeler Yuta at the end though. And then Big Bill just literally came out of nowhere to be his tag team partner. I mean, I know they've been teaming for a bit, but it's just weird because the Young Bucks literally had just won, I guess, the number 1 contender tag match at Wrestle Dream, right? So technically they were the number 2 contenders, not the number 1 contenders. So now they're going to fight Ricky Starks and Big Bill. Are we going to see another title change at this point? Who knows, dude? I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't even think Tony Khan knows what the fuck is going on with this booking.
Well, I mean, if you look at that amazing banger of a match at Wrestle Dream, both tag teams, FTR and Aussie Open, took a fucking beating. FTR came all taped up. For the fans out there who are complaining, they don't sell anything. But the moment FTR and other AEW wrestlers sell something, they don't understand. They don't get it. So what do you guys want? Do you guys want wrestlers to sell injuries or do you guys not? Because to me, I saw FTR get beat the fuck up. Well, they were already beat up by Aussie Open at last week's Wrestle Dream. This week, Big Bill put himself on the map by destroying Cash Wheeler. Dax Harwood had no chance by himself. 2-on-1 mugging. I don't know, but if they had relinquished the titles, you would see the marks online. Wow, again, relinquish the titles. What is this, the 10th time this happened now? I don't understand the marks anymore.
I mean, I think that's a little bit better of a decision rather than have them get squashed against Big Bill and Ricky Starks. You know what I mean? I mean, that's just me personally. How I would have booked it, I would have booked it differently.
Yeah, I wouldn't have booked it a squash match. I probably would have booked it a somewhat competitive match. Obviously, if Cash Wheeler really is injured, throw him on the table like how Big Bill did. Put him off to the side. 2-on-1 battle. Dax Harwood trying his best to retain his tag team gold, and in the end, he still ended up losing. But this squash match, put Big Bill on the map. Ricky Starks as well. But yeah, man, I mean, FTR were beat up already. I mean, what can you do?
That's true. Well, moving on, because later that same day, actually that exact same time, we had WWE Fastlane going on at the exact same time, and they started off with their tag team match of their own. They had Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus the Judgment Day for the WWE Undisputed Tag Team Championship. This match was chaotic. Judgment Day came out. We got to see, the usual shenanigans from the Judgment Day. At the end, JD Madonna kind of cost Judgment Day the win here. Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso surprised the WWE Universe and become the Undisputed Tag Team Champions. Adrian, what do you got to say?
It was a great match. I did not see this coming at all. Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes coming out victorious. That one also caught me off guard. These two guys don't have a history of ever teaming with each other. They've been beefing with each other for over... Technically, Cody Rhodes has been beefing with Roman Reigns plus the Bloodline. Jey Uso cost Cody Rhodes the Undisputed World Heavyweight Champion at WrestleMania. So again, yeah, this one caught me completely off guard as well, too. I was surprised both tag teams lost their gold on Saturday night. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm just surprised both Cody Rhodes. I mean, is it good for him? Cool. I think it is. Is he going to finish a story or is he finishing a side quest? That was the talk of the town on Saturday night after this match. But I still think Jey Uso should have had his singles run because a lot of people are kind of clowning him on Twitter and on Facebook and all over social media. Went from leaving a tag team to joining a tag team. Went from main events to still being in the tag team. I don't know. It's complete chaos over there as well. I'm glad they got the tag team titles. At least they took them away from a Dark Order from Wish. But, I mean, are they going to go on a lengthy title reign until next year's WrestleMania? Or did Paul Levesque and WWE personnel forget about Cody finishing the story? I don't know, man. I'm glad he got some tag team gold. At least they're not in Dark Order's hands anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I like that they won the tag team titles. It was unexpected. We could see Jey Uso actually, because he's been his whole life been tag teams with his brother, and he actually has more tag team titles than his brother now. But yeah, it's kind of upsetting that he's main event Jey Uso and he was supposed to be a single star, but now he's winning in tag team titles. So it just seems like a backtracking, But either way, the crowd was excited. Everybody I talked to at Collectible Stampede liked that Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso won. So that's good. Moving on, we get to see Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits beating 2-on-3, well 3-on-2 technically, against Latino World Order, Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar. And we get to see a returning who, Adrian? Who returns?
The man who spits in the face of people who don't want to be cool, Carlito. I like that. I'm not gonna lie. I know there's a lot of people online who like to clown on AEW and WWE. Oh, all they're doing is caring about old heads, this, that. I fucking love legends, man. I grew up watching these people, man. I remember I went to a WWE show here in Sacramento, California, back at Arco Arena on an episode of SmackDown. I saw, I think it was like the first or second vignette of Carlito before he actually made his debut. So that was fucking dope. I was fucking excited. I was like, who the fuck is this guy? Who the fuck does he think he is? Just spitting on people, man. Like, what the fuck? Like 10, 15 years later, he's still in front of my TV and I love it.
I will say this. Carlito benefits quite a bit because that motherfucker is huge, for one.
He is.
Bro, he is big.
Pause.
Yeah, pause. Number two, I mean, obviously we saw him at the Puerto Rico show, the Backlash, but he's been gone for WWE for so long. He hasn't been in Lucha Underground. He hasn't been in AEW. He hasn't been really wrestling anywhere in the United States. So he benefits as somebody who's been gone for so long that people miss him. And this was a great signing from WWE. I know a lot of people were saying, oh, he's been signed since July. They don't have anything for him, but they have something for him now, and he looked impressive.
Yeah, he did look impressive. Where does this leave Bobby Lashley and the Hurt Business, or whatever their faction name is? Because they look like a promising faction. Not that they lost against little old Rey Mysterio and Carlito and Santos Escobar. What does that leave them? Is their push still going on, or are they going downhill, or what does it leave them? Because I don't see anything from them unless I see a similar push Dark Order from Wish got earlier in the year, where they just job, and I don't know, would just get titles. How do you see this?
I think Franklin Lashley should join the Latino World Order, considering how he is Panamanian.
Facts.
He needs to join the Latino World Order, bro, and stay away from the Street Profits.
Don't they have a Filipino in the LWO too? Like, just kick the guy out, bro, and bring Lashley in.
So this is I don't even know if we should have this conversation, bro, but technically, I always call Filipinos, they are, islander versions of Mexicans,
Yeah,
because essentially
they are, kind of.
they're indigenous to the Philippines, but then they got conquered by the Spanish, just like the Mexicans. So, hey, I got no issue with him being in Latino World Order. They say the same words that we do, bro. Plato and tenedor, right? Same shit.
Yeah, bro. I mean, yeah, their language is pretty much similar, but yeah.
I mean, it's a lot different, bro, but I just know that those two words are the same. Moving on. We're definitely having a conversation we probably shouldn't have because I'm not too versed in this, but he is Filipino, yes.
All right, next we have Io Sky defending her WWE Women's Champion against Asuka and Charlotte Flair. Io Sky ended up coming out victorious. I mean, I don't know why Charlotte Flair got added to this match other than WWE just wants her to be a champion, or the fact that they just want Charlotte to lose to someone just so that we can say, oh my god, Io Sky defeated Charlotte Flair and Asuka in a triple threat. Wow. However you put it, it's good for her career. It's good for her title run. I like it. I mean, Charlotte might be my girl, but I like Io Sky retaining her title.
I agree. This was a good match. She didn't win cleanly. Bayley helped her out at the end, but my God, the way the match ended with Charlotte Flair having the figure 4 leg lock and then taking the moonsault, getting pinned, I thought that was good. That was a great ending to the match.
Yeah, it really was. It really was. But you know what was also a great ending to another match? This next tag team match. John, You Can't See Me Cena and LA Knights versus the Bloodline, Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa. I like this match. Same with Big Bill, Ricky Starks, Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso. Not a lot of tag team history between LA Knight and John Cena, but they worked together very well. I liked it.
They do work together really well. I really liked how John Cena was the guy getting the heat here, or taking the heat, right? He was trying to, make the tag to LA Knight pretty much the whole match, getting beat up, and then LA Knight gets a hottie tag.
Hot.
Yep, a fucking burning ass 100-degree fucking hot tag. And that pretty much seals the deal for the team. So they win. John Cena, is he going to be in the WWE much longer, considering the strikes are almost over? Who knows? But I'm enjoying his run, however long it is going to be. Moving on, we get the main event. Seth Rollins versus Shinsuke Nakamura in the last man standing match. Adrian, I know we talked about this match via text. What do you want to say here?
I was impressed by this match. I thought we were going to get something similar to the first one. I thought we were going to get a Terry Funk type of hardcore match in here, but no, we actually got a legit hardcore last man standing match. It was a PLE and not on regular TV like Fox, but I liked it. There was a video online circling that Seth Rollins fell on a padded mattress. So the fuck what? People have landed on soft mattresses all the time. I mean, we didn't complain about it back then. Why are we going to complain about it now? You know, I know Jericho, when he fell on top of the cage at, First Blood and Guts? When MJF threw him, camera captured Jericho falling into a padded mattress. We also saw Shane O'Mac fall into a padded mattress when he was wrestling The Undertaker at WrestleMania. What was it, a Hell in a Cell match or a steel cage? I can't remember. It happens all the time. I don't know, man. Just these new breed of wrestling fans. It's like they nitpick at things just to argue, you know?
This is true, bro. They want to see these guys actually get hurt. They want to see Jon Moxley bleeding all over the place. That's what they want from pretty much every hardcore match. And I like this hardcore match. It wasn't over the top. It's a kid's show essentially, right? WWE, you know?
They did what they were supposed to do. Hit each other with weapons, chairs, kendo sticks, throwing each other at little balconies or over the steps. They did it all. I mean, at least it wasn't just one table spot like it was at that Terry Funk hardcore memorial match, because that one sucked. But this one had it all. It had the drama, had the intent, had the close calls, had the action. Like, how can you hate on a match like this?
Exactly. So, moving on. Let's go.
Except, hate on Rollins' outfits, because that man cannot fucking dress, bro.
My God. Moving on to Raw, because we have so much things to recap here. We get to see Bronson Reed beating Chad Gable and Ricochet. Who was the other guy?
Yes, Ricochet.
We had Bronson Reed beating Chad Gable and Ricochet in the number one contender triple threat match for the Intercontinental title. Adrian, we want to talk about this match.
You know, there is that PLE going to happen in Australia. What is it? Elimination Chamber, right?
Yep.
I thought Bronson Reed was going to get a long overdue push and probably get a title match over there, but apparently not. His title match is coming up next week. Is a push coming after he finishes wrestling Gunther? Is he going to come out with the IC title? I don't know, man.
He's not winning.
But if he's not winning, then they better cook up something for Bronson Reed, because he's Australian. WWE has a show in Australia coming up in a few months. They better cook up something for the man, because he has to be on that show.
He'll be on that show. They got to give him his Zelina Vega push in that Elimination Chamber match. It'll probably be for the World Heavyweight title, though.
Nah. Maybe. Actually, you know what? Maybe. Or he might get a rematch against Gunther and then come out with the Australian flag, Tim Cahill, and probably Australian rugby team or something. I don't know, man.
Probably. And then he's going to do the fucking kangaroo kick. Damn. But, you know, also what we saw on Monday Night Raw, we saw that Seth Rollins is going to take on Drew McIntyre at Crown Jewel. So that was announced on Monday Night Raw. I'm excited. Fucking Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins are going to put on a banger of a match in Crown Jewel. Personally, I always watched Crown Jewel with the thought that this is not canon to the WWE universe, if that makes any sense. It's like watching a house show. It's a glorified house show. Nothing that you see there really matters storyline-wise, for the most part, unless it's the main event.
Bruh, Stop picking and choosing what you want to argue about, bro.
All right.
Nah, I'm playing. No, but speaking of Drew McIntyre, yes, he's going to put a banger on a match. But did you see how Damian Priest had JD Madonna on the wall, almost choking him out and shit? I thought that was fucking hilarious. I think that's the only good thing I like about Dark Order from Wish. The whole, get out of here, JD. Get out of our clubhouse. You don't belong in the club. I think that's comedic gold. I think that's funny. Yes, I know I made a little dorky voice, but I like it. It's funny. It's great. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing. A joke. Wanna be tough guys. I like it.
I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Judgment Day is nothing but killers in there, my guy. Dom's been to prison. Fucking Rhea Ripley can beat up any person. Finn Balor, he's the Irish Latino, bro. He's married to like a...
She's Spaniard.
She's Spanish, right? She's like
I think she's an announcer somewhere. I'm not sure. I
don't remember if it's for soccer or if it's for racing, but...
I saw a racing one interview, yep.
Yeah, it was racing. I remember it was fucking Finn Balor in the background, hella drunk, following her around, bro. That shit was funny.
Yes.
If you guys haven't seen what I'm talking about, look it up. He was wasted talking in Spanish, bro.
Yes, I think if it's the same one I'm talking about, she interviewed him and he was like really drunk. He was like, yeah, you're my wife. I think his wife's Maria or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but fuck, man. You guys need to Google that shit. But speaking of Saudi Arabian Crown Jewel, it's been heavily rumored that Cristiano Ronaldo, CR7, is going to make an appearance at Crown Jewel. Adrian, do you think the legendary Ronaldo is going to be there?
That I don't know. It'd be great. I know there's going to be a lot of money involved, so if Cristiano Ronaldo is going to get paid to show up, By all means, get that bag, son. If they're throwing money around at you, get the bag. All you gotta do is just stand there, smile, give a thumbs up to the camera when it points at you. I don't care, man. Just show up, get that bag, and that's it.
Bro, I will say this. If for some reason Cristiano Ronaldo does appear on WWE television, within a month or whenever next time AEW is in Florida, by God, we're going to see Messi on AEW television, bro.
I don't know if they can afford him. But WWE does have that Saudi Arabia money. I don't know if...
Then Messi's going to show up to a fucking half-empty stadium with 2,000 neckbeards. He's be like, what the fuck am I getting paid $1 million for this for, bro?
They're going to mistake him for AEW talent, bro. He's like 5'7", bro.
All right. So before we move on, let's have a word from our sponsors here. At shopcce.com for all of your sneakerhead needs. That's Cleat Check exclusive. Check them out on IG. I know I said Cleat Check exclusive, but they have banger ass fire shoes, Jordans, Travis Scott's, whatever the fuck you want. Check them out on shopcce.com. Use code TRIGGERED for free shipping.
Except Hawaii and Alaska. And also, if some of you listeners, preferably Northern California area, please follow our good boy Temo from Barrio Toys. He brings in a lot of cool wrestlers for meet and greets. He has a lot of collectibles in his shop in Roseville, California. Please look him up on IG, Facebook, Twitter, Barrio Toys. My boy Temo does not disappoint with the signings, man.
He really does not. It's the best fucking shop in California. Moving on to the Tuesday Night Wars. Before we get into the matches, Adrian, who do you think was better?
I think overall, both shows came out with their guns out. Came out to put on a banger of a show. NXT had some matches, had some segments, had some legends returned. The crowd was insane. AEW had a banger of matches, had a good ass promo by Christian Cage. There's some potential feuds are brewing at the moment as well. Overall, I like both shows, but I kind of had to lean more towards the wrestling show, and that's AEW, maybe because I'm an AEW mark. Yeah, you guys can call me out on the comment section or whatever. But yeah, I still think they were both good. I'm not going to say one of them was trash and the other one wasn't, because both shows were good. I mean, how the fuck are you going to hate on a show that has The Undertaker? You know what I'm saying? You can't. I like both shows. What about you?
So I did like both shows for different reasons. To me, the clear winner is WWE for one reason only. Or a couple reasons, actually. They have the stars that aren't just wrestling stars. When we talk about, like, superstars, fucking people that, like, are the tip-top Mount Rushmore of wrestling, that can be argued, right? There's John Cena and The Undertaker, bro.
Facts.
I would pay to see them fucking do anything, honestly.
Yeah, that is true.
And on the other side, we do have Edge's debut and whatnot, but, you know, I just saw Edge and Russell I saw him wrestle a couple months ago in WWE. It's not the same to me. To me, I haven't seen The Undertaker in a long time. Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes, the future of the fucking business. Right there, clear, front and center. To me, NXT. And you know, they're two different shows, completely different shows, right? But to me, I just enjoyed it. NXT a lot better than AEW Dynamite. But I did have some things that I liked about AEW Dynamite. So you guys let us know what you think. Message us on Facebook, slide in our DMs, let us know what you thought.
Yep, and actually, yeah, since we are talking about the Tuesday Night Wars, ratings actually came out today as well. It's Wednesday. On our previous episode, I predicted that NXT was going to do 1.5 million and Dynamite was going to do 750. I was completely off by both shows. NXT only did 921,000 viewers and Dynamite only did 609,000 viewers. Do you remember your prediction?
I remember I said NXT was going to break over 1 million. And I did say that AEW was going to be around 600,000. So for the most part, we are right there. I feel like we might have overestimated how many people watch wrestling on Tuesdays, considering because there is a lot of wrestling, you know, there's a ton of wrestling.
Yeah. And then I thought Undertaker and John Cena, Heyman, and all these main roster guys were going to take it to the top. Like, I'm a little bit more disappointed on NXT, the WWE universe. Like, I mean, just like how you said, you'll pay anything to see John Cena and Undertaker. I'm just surprised those loyal fans weren't there to watch NXT. I assumed WWE Raw numbers. I didn't assume SmackDown numbers. But Raw numbers was my prediction for this episode of NXT. And the fans didn't show up to watch the promotion and their legends.
To be fair, they weren't going to wrestle. They were just going to be in the corner of one of the guys. And then Cody Rhodes had an announcement. So there's things that were, they weren't really wrestling, but they were on the show. I think that had something to do with it. But either way, they still won.
They did.
They did take AEW's numbers. AEW usually gets around these times, right? They get around 850,000.
Yeah.
So them being 200,000, less than what they usually get. Did they tune into NXT, or those 200,000 people just not know that NXT was going to be on Tuesday this time? I have no idea.
Yeah, usually in the past, when AEW changes their time or changes their date, not a lot of people tune in. So that could be a one thing, but they had to change nights because of the MLB playoffs. So AEW is going to quote unquote NXT's territory. And with all these legends and the fact that here's the thing too. I was on social media as well. And it's sad that nobody was talking about these NXT stars. You brought Braun Breaker and Carmelo Hayes. But that said, I did not hear anything of them while NXT was going on besides Dragunov, LA Knight, Cody, Asuka. I didn't even hear no Roxanne Paris trending or anything. So, I don't know, man. I'm just saying, just put more focus on these quote-unquote new stars, the stars of tomorrow. Because, I don't know if the Undertaker tease return or something, but, come on, Undertaker's not going to return. But if he is rubbing shoulders with Braun Breaker, then obviously Undertaker sees something in him.
Well, we'll get more into detail on those segments here. Before we get too into this, I just want to talk about the pre-show match that AEW had on YouTube. It was Minoru Suzuki versus Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston wins. He retains the Ring of Honor World and New Japan Strong Openweight titles in this match. I didn't watch the match. I didn't watch YouTube. Adrian, did you watch this?
Yeah, I like Kingston. I fucks with Kingston. Minoru Suzuki is also great too. But if I remember correctly, AEW once did a pre-show on YouTube as well. And it was a match between Bryan Danielson and Minoru Suzuki. So Minoru Suzuki has been on 2 pre-shows on YouTube for AEW Dynamite. Cool little stat.
So fucking jobber. I was kidding.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a jobber of pre-shows, bro.
Pre-show jobber, man. Fuck. Anyway, so I guess let's talk about this head-to-head, right? So the first segment on WWE NXT was the Cody Rhodes promo, and the first thing on NXT, before we get into NXT, they announced that Jon Moxley is not cleared to wrestle today. Orange Cassidy takes his place. First segment for AEW's Bryan Danielson versus Swerve Strickland. The crowd was going wild for Prince Nana. Let me get this straight. They weren't going wild for the match. They were going wild for Prince Nana and his dances. What do you think about this, Adrian?
Prince Nana is a fucking goofball with his dances. I fucking love him. A lot of people bring signs to Dynamite, Collision, or Rampage, and it says, "I'm a Prince Nana mark." I think those signs are hilarious. Don't take anything away from Swerve Strickland and Bryan Danielson. They put a banger of a match. One can argue that it could possibly be Match of the Year candidate. That's how I like my wrestling shows, to start off with a wrestling match, not a 30-minute promo. I like that. And it got me in a good mood to watch good wrestling.
Yeah, and then Hangman Page actually gets involved here and helps Bryan Danielson win. Why is it Hangman Page and not Bryan Danielson's fucking Blackpool Combat Club? I have no idea. Well, I do know. Because Hangman Page felt the same thing. Yeah, I know that part. But he already beat Hangman Page. And Hangman Page is a little bitch about it, bro.
But Rollins beat Shinsuke already.
True, you're right. No, I'm exposed. I'm exposed. I'm exposed. I'm flip-flopping. So, I understand that Hangman Page fell to the same kind of tricks at Wrestle Dream, but I don't know. I don't want to see Hangman Page and fucking Swerve Strickland again. Personally, I'm not a fan of Hangman Page. To me, he's a channel changer right now.
Ooh, yeah, a lot of people have been saying that as well. Even Swerve Strickland. He said, "You is not the man you used to be, my guy. You're getting a little chubby. You haven't got new gear in over a year. Bro, you ass, bro, and it's my time." I'm glad my man Swerve Strickland got the W at Wrestle Dream, and I'm a little bit disappointed he didn't get the W here on Dynamite, but again, it's Bryan Danielson, one of the best technical wrestlers all around, and we're gonna get a TNT title match at this week's AEW Collision between Christian Cage and Bryan Danielson.
And on the NXT side of things, the first opening segment was Cody Rhodes making a promo, making his announcements of the return of the Dusty Cup, the Dusty Tag Team Cup, as well as announcing that he is there to talk about the NXT Men's Breakout Tournament, which is going to be coming up as well. And he also comes out to announce that he is the special guest general manager for the night. Enters Ilya Dragunov, and the crowd chants happy birthday to him. Apparently it was also Tony Khan's birthday, right?
Yes.
Okay, so there's 2 happy birthday chants here for these 2 gentlemen. Dominic Mysterio essentially comes out to challenge Ilya Dragunov for the NXT World title. Not to get too much into the promo, but essentially Cody Rhodes grants them the match later tonight for the NXT title. That's like the first 15 minutes of NXT. So moving on to the next part. Starting with NXT, we get Asuka versus Roxanne Perez. It's a good match. Personally, first of all, Asuka's undefeated in NXT. Roxanne Perez is the young up-and-comer. I understand that Asuka has to win here. I wish they would have had someone else so Roxanne Perez could win and get over some NXT talent. And that's the part that I'm triggered about, Adrian. I know you probably share some of those same feelings.
Not about the match. Me personally, I just wish the match was longer. Roxanne Perez, mainly because I put Roxanne Perez over last episode and she kind of failed me on this one. She was the first ever Ring of Honor Women's Champion, and then she was NXT Women's Champion for a brief moment here as well. It was a 6-minute match. I was expecting a 10, possibly 12-minute match. See what Roxanne Perez can do. Overall, I have no problem with this. You know, like you said, Asuka's undefeated. Roxanne's still the up-and-coming young talent. So, for me personally, for story-wise, she's still a rookie. Asuka's a veteran in the game, one of the best women to ever lace up her boots. So I have no problem with the Asuka winning, but I wanted the match a little longer. 6 minutes is way too short to put Asuka and Roxanne Perez on the map, especially if Roxanne Perez is going to be the future of the women's division.
Exactly. So during this match, we also had Shotzi Blackheart, now just going by Shotzi, in the commentary booth. And she ends up attacking Kiana James, who was trying to stalk Roxanne Perez. So there's that. So moving on to the AEW side of things, we get to see that Samoa Joe's still interested in the World Heavyweight title. And then we get Chris Jericho versus Powerhouse Hobbs. Adrian, we want to talk about this match.
Last week, I said that Powerhouse Hobbs with Don Callis is a perfect duo. You know, Powerhouse needs to get that push, needs to live up to his nickname. And he did. He squashed Jericho. It's a short match again, but I have no problem with it. Because, if you're building up Will Hobbs again, you have to have him squash Jericho. You have to. Yes, Jericho has done a lot for the business. Some people have said that, wish the match was a little longer. They buried Jericho, but okay, Jericho's in his 50s already? He's not burying anybody. Jericho's already been there, done that. New talent's time. Kind of like Roxanne Perez. I wouldn't have been upset if she won in a competitive match. Will Hobbs won in a squash match. Well, not really squash match, but I'm glad Will Hobbs came out on top. It puts the Don Callis family over and it puts the locker room on notice.
Personally, I was happy to have Powerhouse Hobbs win. I'm a big Hobbs fan, and AEW's just been doing him dirty, but hopefully this is the time where he gets the push he needs.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. The third time's a charm, and this time better be the push he deserves.
So skipping through another Adam Cole, Roderick Strong promo or vignette you want to call, then we get Rey Fenix versus Orange Cassidy. And let me tell you something, when this match was announced that it was Rey Fenix versus Jon Moxley, Rey Fenix's goose was cooked. We knew he was going to lose this match, and what guaranteed it was the person that was going to challenge him was Orange Cassidy, because that motherfucker don't lose.
Super Saiyan strength, bro.
Super Saiyan, bro. So as soon as Jon Moxley was not medically cleared, because it was widely announced everywhere, like Tony Khan called everybody and was like, hey, I just want you guys to know, the only reason Rey Fenix won is because Jon Moxley got concussed. And then it went like wildfire throughout the internet webs with all the news stations calling Rey Fenix essentially a paper champion. And then this confirmed it. Orange Cassidy essentially beats Rey Fenix here, and he gets the confetti, right?
Yes, the orange confetti.
The fucking orange confetti, man.
Hey, man, you know what? I don't know what the fuck Tony Khan be putting on that orange juice, that Orange Cassidy be drinking every morning, but I think I'm gonna need some of that, man. The man, like you said, he's undefeated. He can never lose. He goes Super Saiyan whenever he wants to. Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed that Rey Fenix lost, but I don't know if you noticed after the match, Orange Cassidy was just looking at the All-International belt like, oh, what the fuck? I won it. Now what? Like, his face was just a question mark, and I'm like, is this a character, or you just, that's how you want to play it off, that you're not really that excited, but deep down I know you are? I don't know if you saw it that way, or what did you see?
To me, it's just a circle of issues with AEW booking. Like, I understand Jon Moxley was supposed to be Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy was probably supposed to go on vacation or some shit, but then Jon Moxley gets injured, and then Rey Fenix wins the title, and then they're like, we got to get the title off of him. Like,
yeah,
this was unnecessary. They didn't need to give it back to Orange Cassidy. Like, we could have just waited for Rey Fenix to lose it to Jon Moxley later.
Yeah, especially since they've been playing on that whole Rey Fenix's back has been injured. I think it's like 4 weeks now that they've been doing that.
Is this a copy and paste gimmick from Seth Rollins, bro?
Possibly. I know I said earlier that AEW shouldn't just drop titles just because people are injured, but if Rey Fenix is injured, because some people are saying that he was legit injured. I mean, he left that tag team battle royale a few weeks ago too, like at the beginning. Oh, at Wrestle Dream, he left that match like the first 3 minutes.
Yeah,
and it was adding more speculation that he was legit injured. So if he's legit injured, just have him drop the title. For injuries like that, just have him drop the title.
It just seems very weird to me that AEW can't figure out what to do to take the titles off people. It's just like squash matches or just put the belt on random people. Like even with Thunder Rosa, they had her keep the title for like months and months and months, and then eventually she just gave it away.
Yeah,
that could have been done at the beginning. Why have an interim title?
Yeah, that was all Tony Khan's fault. I was watching an episode of AEW's All Access, and when Britt Baker was on her rant that Thunder Rosa needs to drop the title, she's a title hogging even though she can't wrestle. Then they changed the scene to Thunder Rosa, and Thunder's saying, the moment I got injured, I told Tony Khan I should just drop the title, and Tony Khan said, no, keep it for a little bit. So I'm like, bro, the fuck, Tony Khan? If she's injured and she can't defend the title, then she has to drop it, right?
Yeah, there's right ways and wrong ways to do it, but the wrong way, at least to me, is having them get squashed like they did with FTR. And this wasn't a squash either, but you could have just been like, okay, Rey Fenix can't defend it, but I get that they wanted to have a title change because of the show. Like, I understand that, but it just seems weird to me. I don't know how you guys feel about it. Let us know in the comments. So on the NXT side of things, we got to see the British Strong Style Butch and Tyler Bate and Ridge Holland versus Gallus. This is a pub rules match, so it was a hardcore match. British Strong Style and Tyler Bate win with a triple powerbomb through the table on Joe Coffey. Adrian, this match, I watched it. I kind of struggled to get into it. I don't know about you.
Yeah, it was to be honest, I'm not going to sit here and act like I know the NXT roster because I don't. I didn't know anybody, so, I kind of lost some names at some point. It was kind of hard to get into, mainly because I don't know people's names. I'm sorry about that, guys. Overall, I thought it was a decent match, but is Butch a full-time NXT member now, or is he still on SmackDown, or was this just a one-night thing?
He floats between both programs.
Okay, see, Butch, I thought he was a full NXT star, but if he is flip-flopping like that, or transitioning from NXT and SmackDown, that's great. I want WWE to do that more often with the main event stars, because it just looks like this episode of NXT was mainly a main roster Legends night with a few Futures of Tomorrow sprinkled in there. But I like Butch in NXT, and I'm sure if they have other people like Baron Corbin, he's doing great work down there in NXT.
Exactly. And moving on to NXT, I just want to talk about this hype reel for Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria. I'm not too familiar with Lyra Valkyria, but I did not know the history between Becky Lynch and Lyra here. Apparently, Becky Lynch, they're both from Ireland, and Becky Lynch was at that school training her. And now they're both in WWE, bro. That's really fucking cool.
So what you mean to tell me is that I have to watch old clips of Becky Lynch to know the story? I'm messing with you.
Fuck. But yeah. So I don't know. I like that. That was pretty dope. Let's move back over to the AEW side here. We got to see Wardlow versus Matt Sydal.
And another 4
power bombs, and it's over. Adrian, what do you want to talk about?
Nothing. It's the same thing as last week. Came in, did his job, did his power bombs, and left through the crowd again. Cool. Is this gonna be a repetitive thing until he gets to a title opportunity? I don't know, but I'll be tuning in because you know me, I don't like squash matches. So second week in a row, I'm like, ugh, nah, give me something else, bro.
And we've seen this before. That's the thing. We've seen this before from him. It's just the same gimmick all over again. It's, what's his name? I can't even think of his name. It's been so long. The WWE guy, the Veer Mahan. It's Veer Mahan all over again, bro.
Oh, yeah. Is he still coming? Is he still walking? Or what's up with that deal, bro?
I think they got injured. They were on NXT for a bit, but yeah, they don't have the Indus-Sheer coming to WWE promos anymore.
Wow. Yeah, but yeah, like you said, we've seen it before with Wardlow, and I'm just like, come on, bruh. We're doing the same thing all over again, and I'm not liking this. They better start doing something with Wardlow. Put him somewhere in a faction. I don't know, man. Do something with him.
All right, so I'm going to be jumping here back over to AEW. We get Jay White versus Hangman Page, and fucking Jay White, of course, was going to win here with some help from Prince Nana. but Jay White gets the win. And what triggers me? It has nothing to do with this match. What triggers me is that wasn't Andrade feuding with Jay White and Bullet Club Gold on Collision?
Yeah, I think they still are, but there was a tweet that Andrade said that he wants to get back with the La Facción Ingobernable. So La Facción Ingobernable, if you guys don't know, if you guys don't watch Collision, they be dropping up some vignettes, some videos, hyping up their return. Is Andrade taking a step back to join them? Possibly, but yeah, he's mainly a Collision guy, so probably that feud is gonna happen at Collision. I don't know.
It just, to me, it seems like a bunch of stop-start pushes here for people and storylines, and that's one of the other issues I have with AEW, and WWE does it too. For example, like Indus Sher was coming. I mean, there's a couple of them, but I just
Carmelo
feel like
Hayes winning title and then dropping it.
Yeah, it's all over the place. But moving back over to NXT, because that one had a little less matches, we get to see Dominic Mysterio versus Ilya Dragunov for the NXT Championship. This match was a banger. If you didn't watch it, go back and watch it. There's some shenanigans from Judgment Day, but at the end, Trick Williams comes and costs Dominic Mysterio the title, essentially, the NXT Championship. So Ilya Dragunov wins with the Torpedo Moscow, so he retains. This match was really good, Adrian. What do you got to say?
Yeah, I like this match. I like random championship matches because I like fighting champions. I like matches like this. Don't give me a 3-month-long story. If you want to cook something up just for the show, just for the night, cool, I'm all for it. As long as the match pays off. And this match paid off. I like it. I mean, I know I talk a lot of schmack about Dark Order from Wish, the goofballs that want to act tough guys. Apparently it was like 6-on-1 apparently or something. And they still lost.
I mean, yeah. Well, technically 6-on-2.
It was a great match. I like matches like this. If it's just for the show, for the night, cool. If the match pays off, even better. But if it doesn't, then it sucks. But I'm glad this match happened.
Exactly. So moving on, Baron Corbin has a promo with Cody Rhodes asking him to make a match between him and Ilya Dragunov. But then Donovan Dijak comes out. So Cody Rhodes is thinking about that. Then he's also thinking about the winner of Braun Breaker and Carmelo Hayes could also be the next in line for the title. So he books a triple threat match, number 1 contenders match next week between Baron Corbin, Donovan Dijak, and the winner of the main event here. And then we get into the NXT Women's Breakout Tournament first round match. Danny Palmer versus Lola Vice. Lola Vice has been all over NXT. It was a given she was going to win, and she does here. Adrian, you want to talk about this women's match?
No, man. Like I said, I'm not really an avid NXT watcher, from the past of the Breakout tournaments. I'm glad Lola Vice got her win. Obviously Danny Palmer might have something later on in the future for her, but it's a great opening match for the tournament. I like it.
Yeah, and then after this, we get a John Cena and Carmelo Hayes promo with Paul Lee calling Roman Reigns. Let's talk about this promo between Kiana James, Blair Davenport, Asuka, Fallon Henley, Tiffany Stratton. What I love about NXT is that they give women chances and they get a lot of TV time. They have 2 women's matches here in 2 hours. They usually have more than that. Honestly, NXT is the place for women's wrestling.
Yeah, man, they're putting a lot of women on the map. I know Katana Chance and Kaden Carter were formerly NXT members, but I liked them as soon as they went into the main roster. I like stuff like that. I like when they're actually building up and coming talent. The sky's the limit for these women, and you're right. NXT is the place for women to thrive, women to succeed.
All right, so now we're going to have the battle of the main events here. And we're going to start with NXT. Braun Breaker versus Carmelo Hayes. The winner is going to be added to that number 1 contender triple threat match. Carmelo Hayes wins via pinfall with the Nothing But Net. There's some shenanigans here with Paul Heyman and John Cena. Carmelo Hayes wins. Braun cuts down Carmelo Hayes with the spear. Breaker gets on the mic and says, win or lose, there's only one badass in the WWE. The lights go down. Undertaker's there. He's the American badass. He agrees with Braun Breaker. He says that he sees a lot of good shit in Braun Breaker. And then he punches him, choke slams him, and tells him that there's always an older, bigger badass waiting around the corner. And that he just met the baddest of them all. And the show's over. To me, great way to end the show. Great way to get Braun Breaker over, but still, people love The Undertaker, bro. And that's the rub that sometimes these young kids need. They still need to know that they gotta pay their respects to the older legends.
It's facts. One thing about this match, Carmelo Hayes was the former NXT World Champion, correct?
Yeah, and so is Braun Breaker.
Okay. So the the real former, the one that Dragunov took the title away from.
Oh yeah, Carmelo Hayes.
So he's due for a rematch regardless of this match, right?
Yes, regardless of this match.
So yeah, something's going on over there. It's not just in. Yeah, I think some of these stuff needs to get explained sometimes. You know, you have Rhea Ripley supposedly arranging rematches for her faction members when they're owed a rematch after they lose their titles. I don't know why they're trying to make like Rhea's making shit happen, when in the rule book is stated that if a champion loses a match, they're due a rematch. Same with the Carmelo Hayes here. It was still a banger of a match. I just wanted to point that out because I know Brian likes to call these little things out, so I like to call it out when he doesn't. But great fucking match. Like I said earlier on the show, Undertaker, who's not going to watch The Undertaker? Whether he's old, whether he's 50, 60, 70 years old, Undertaker shows up on my TV, I'm watching. Just like Ric Flair. If he shows up on WWE TV, I'll watch. But yeah, you know, I don't know if that was a little tease of The Undertaker making a comeback. Most likely it's not, but it's a good way to rub shoulders with the younger talent. And I don't know if you saw, Brian, there was a picture surfing online today that both Undertaker and Braun Breaker walked away together out of NXT Arena with their hands held up.
Oh, that wasn't on TV, right? That was just like a fan picture,
it was a fan picture, yeah.
Oh, okay, that's why I was just like, I didn't see that. So I didn't see that, but that's pretty dope. I mean, we all know that Braun Breaker is essentially what people wish Wardlow would be.
Or we could say Ryback. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, any of those guys. He's got character. He's got the muscles. Like, he's interesting. He's got the name. I mean, Braun Breaker's not his name, but, you know, Braun Steiner.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So, I mean, he's going to be definitely the future of WWE at some point.
Oh, for sure.
Maybe not the world title for, like, Roman Reigns, but he's going to be in the wrestling business for years and years and years to come.
I actually see Braun Breaker taking a similar route like John Cena and Eddie Guerrero. Go up to WWE main roster, go in the mid-card, get lost a little bit, and then just randomly just take the WWE by storm and just go through the mid-card, go through the tag team, and eventually go to the main roster. You know, John Cena and Eddie Guerrero were two of the best to ever do it. Transition from the mid-card to the main event card. I like it, and I have Braun Breaker doing the same.
Yeah, I could see that. Braun Breaker, I don't know. What is his character going to be? I hope it's not the big dog, because we've seen enough big dogs in the main roster. So he doesn't need a slight change. I would love to see Big Papa Pump Braun Breaker, bro. That shit would be funny.
Ooh, yes. And so quick maths.
Coming out with the chainmail, the fucking bro, that should be dope. So moving on now to actually, this is not the main event. I fucked up. Anyways, this is the women's match. We get Saraya versus Hikaru Shida. Hikaru Shida wins, becoming the new AEW Women's World Champion, and we get to see some more confetti here. Adrian, what do you got to say about this?
To be honest, I was actually talking to Caitlin here after the match, and I'm like, oh wow, at least Saraya got her Selena Vega push, got to win the AEW Women's Championship at All In at Wembley Stadium along with her family. Cool, that's over. All right, now let a real champion take over, because Saraya, I mean, she's done a lot, especially her comeback story as well has been great. But come on, she's not a champion like Holy Shida. Shida's a first ever 3-time AEW Women's Champion, and hopefully this time it's a lengthy run.
Yeah, hopefully it's so. To me, Saraya only won the title because she was in London, England. And Hikaru Shida wins the title back. Yeah. Fuck this shit, man. It just fucking makes no sense. So now we get to the main event because I fucked up. We get Adam Copeland versus Luchasaurus. Adrian, what did you think about this match? Because to me, I wasn't excited to see Edge wrestle. Like, I get that's AEW, something different, but to me, it's nothing special.
Yeah, I was never really an Edge fan. I was more, like I said before in the past episodes, I was more of a Hardy Boys fan. And then I transitioned more into a Christian fan, especially with the Peeps. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say like, oh shit, Adam Copeland delivered one of his greatest matches of all time. No, it was a decent match. Good little opener. I mean, he is a veteran. He probably can't move as much. Luchasaurus, he is a giant. So it was a great match, decent match, great opener. It had everything as well too. It had drama, had suspense. A lot of people were scared for Adam Copeland at one point. Yeah, I liked it. It was great.
To me, it's just, I mean, I like Edge and Christian. Back in the 90s and the early 2000s, I do not like Edge now. Like his run in WWE, could it be the booking? Maybe. It's just he's not what he used to be to me, you know?
Yeah.
He's still a rated R superstar, but he's not the rated R superstar with Lita, how we saw it, and Vicky Guerrero, like we talked about a couple episodes ago. But and this is the thing, right? You know, like we saw Carlito. I'm really fucking excited about Carlito, and Carlito's not even half the star that Edge was or ever has been, but we just haven't seen him in a long time, so it means something for him to be back. We saw Adam Copeland versus Randy Orton in the greatest wrestling match ever, and it was boring. we saw him in that WrestleMania match for an hour. It was like a hardcore match. It was a snoozer.
Was that the booker's fault or is that the wrestler's fault?
That's the wrestler's fault, bro. They're the ones putting the match together at that point. You know, of course, the agent puts in certain things, but it was a snooze fest. And If you didn't like it, you can let us know in the comments. But I'm not excited here. But at the end, we do see, and this is with the 10-minute overrun, the BCC come out, the Mogul Embassy comes out, Hangman Page, Swerve Strickland, Nick Wayne, they're all going at it, and that's the end of the show.
Yeah, so you have Nick Wayne was already at ringside. Obviously, Edge won. So Nick Wayne obviously, had to attack Edge because he had to attack Adam Copeland because he took out Luchasaurus. And the BCC comes out Bryan Danielson comes out because he is the next in line for Christian Cage's title. He saw they were jumping Edge and he came out and, hey, Christian, if you want to jump somebody, I'm here. I'm your next opponent. I'm bringing my posse with me. Boom, right there. Then you have the Mogul Embassy come out just because they want to fuck shit up. There were former Ring of Honor Trios champions beefing with the BCC, probably something that we haven't seen in Ring of Honor. Maybe they have something brewing. Maybe something's going to come out of it. Or maybe there's a story already laying out in Ring of Honor. We don't know because I don't watch Honor Club. Then you have Hangman Adam Page who comes out and takes revenge on Swerve Strickland. So a lot of these quote-unquote randomness have a connection. But that's, that's the fans. If you guys want to know what you want to talk about, you do the research. But for those who don't, they just want to nitpick.
Yeah, I understand. It's not random. Everybody has connections. But I guess that makes sense. But it's just a rundown to end the show in chaos.
Didn't they do that like a few months back, remember? Or
They do this quite frequently. I remember for a while they started the show off with people like fighting randomly, like, you know what I mean? They did that for a little bit.
Wait, I think it was at the 4th year anniversary. I don't remember, but yeah, they did it recently. I believe it was a few months back. But yeah, they did it recently.
But let us know what you thought. Who you think won the Tuesday Night Wars? Obviously, we know who really did win rating wise, but who do you think had the better show? Let us know in the comments.
At Triggered Wrestling and on Twitter and X, we are TRIGG_WRESTLING. And before we get into our last segments here, I want to bring up a little quote from Christian Cage in that promo that he did. And he said, Adam Copeland, I didn't take some ragtag group, dress them up like Halloween, and convince them they are tough guys. So that right there tells me that Christian Cage is listening to our show, because I've been saying that shit all the time. Dark Order from Wish were jobbers before joining Judgment Day. Then after Adam Copeland got them their first W, they turned on him, and they continued to be jobbers. Adam Copeland defeated Finn Balor in Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania. Seth Rollins defeated Finn Balor numerous times, and he kept getting title shots. Then out of nowhere, he got a random tag team title shot. So I'm like, where are these random tag team title shots to these jobbers going to? Like, how? And then last week I said too, Jey Uso showed up to the ring in front of 3 members of Dark Order from Wish, and they didn't do anything. So I'm like, if you guys are really the tough guys that you guys say you guys are, it should have been on site. It should have been the end for Jey Uso, but nah. Instead, you guys just stand there, let them roast you, let them cook you. Jey Uso over there spitting the game at mommy, and nothing happened. But whatever. Some people like him, not me.
Yeah, Judgment Day is over. But let's get to the last couple segments here of our show. Ava Raine was teased to be joining the Bloodline because she was speaking with Paul Heyman. I'm going to ask you these questions. You just give me your thoughts, Adrian. Is she going to be joining the Bloodline?
Not in the near future, but possibly yes.
Okay. So Brian Pillman makes his debut on NXT television as Lexis King. Do you think he's going to be in the mid-card, or you think he's going to be automatically pushed to the championship level, to the main NXT card?
If he's added into that in that men's breakout star tournament from NXT, then to me it's a no-brainer. He has to win or bust. That's it right there. Win or bust. And then that determines whether he's going to get the push or doesn't.
Exactly.
Now I want to ask you this question. Jade Cargill made her first WWE appearance at Fastlane, and then she was live tweeting on Monday Night Raw, and she appeared on NXT. Where do you think she's going to land? NXT, SmackDown, or Raw?
NXT.
Wow, for real?
Yeah, she's going to have to be in NXT.
Okay.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
She's
good. We all got to start somewhere. People's main issue with her is that she's green. Then put her in the NXT. She's got the star power to be anywhere, honestly. And you can train her and have her show up to TV on one day and then send her back to NXT for the rest of the fucking week at that point. But wherever she goes, it's all good.
Because she's green like money.
Yeah, green like fucking money. When you see her fucking star, bro, I don't understand how those NXT neckbeards just really fucking have no idea on what true star power is. Instead, they're over here jumping on fucking Eddie Kingston's nuts. Makes no sense.
You said NXT marks.
AEW marks, my bad. Leave that shit in. Leave that shit in. Anyways, so let me ask you this, Adrian, because it's been highly rumored here about some news here by the highly credible journalist Dave Meltzer that WWE has declined CM Punk to be signed to the company. They've outweighed the pros and cons, and the cons outweigh the pros, so he will not be coming to the WWE. Is that fake news, or is that just some simple misdirection from the WWE?
See, at this point, I have no idea, because before the brawl at All In between CM Punk and Jungle Jack Perry, everybody thought Dave Meltzer was goofball. Everything that he said was not reliable, not a real source. He wasn't a real journalist. Discredited all this man's work, which is fine. You guys have your own opinions. Cool. Then after the brawl and all the reports started coming in from Meltzer and the dirt sheets, then the fans started going wild. The fans started believing everything. So now I'm like, are you guys just picking and choosing what you want to believe now? At this point, I don't even know. Because like how we said earlier on the show, WWE has been teasing the arrival of CM Punk. Could this just be a way for Meltzer to swerve the fans and say that, oh no, CM Punk is not returning, then surprise the WWE Universe by showing up at Survivor Series? I think that's a possibility still. Just like how he debuted on AEW. Nobody confirmed anything. Dave Meltzer didn't say anything. It was just all rumors and speculations that CM Punk was going to show up at Rampage. Now right here, the whole, oh, CM Punk is coming to WWE. CM Punk is coming to WWE. I think WWE kind of saw that rumor kind of ball up and get bigger and bigger and bigger. So I'm pretty sure probably they're backing off just so they can surprise the fans at Survivor Series. I still have a speculation that he might show up at Survivor Series.
See, that's what I think. I think that he will show up at Survivor Series because WWE is heavily teasing CM Punk regularly on television. I mean, we saw Shinsuke Nakamura hit the go to sleep. We get to see Seth Rollins mentioning stuff in promos. Like he's heavily mentioned in WWE right now.
Yep, Corey Graves as well. He's been teasing CM Punk's quotes from old promos as well.
Exactly. See, there's things like that. And to me, Dave Meltzer exposed himself as a elite mark journalist with the whole CM Punk situation because all the news he was leaking was news beneficial to the elite. He never got anything from CM Punk's side. And also, the WWE uses Sean Ross Sapp as like the real journalist. I don't know if you've noticed that mostly. So I think this is some misdirection from WWE. Let us know what you think in the comments.
But it's funny because you mentioned Sean, because a lot of WWE fans also trash him as well too. It's another thing of just fans picking and choosing what they want to believe from these dirt sheets. Me personally, if I think something's true, then I'll say it. I'm not just gonna follow these mark podcasters or journalists and just go what they say. For me, Dave Meltzer could be right, could be wrong. I don't give a fuck. To me, I still think CM Punk might show up at Survivor Series.
Exactly. I mean, just listen to the news, see the smoke signals, and make your own decision here. Because at the end of the day, those companies only tell these people the news they want them to know. If that's fake news or real news, we'll find out eventually. But I mean, that's the end of our show. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. Thank you so much for listening and for following us on this magical adventure of Triggered Wrestling, where we are on the race to 2,000 followers on Facebook. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you very much, guys. We are, 52 followers away as we're talking right now. Hopefully we increase faster and bring out faster content for you guys.
Exactly. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts, but most importantly, stay triggered.
Bang, bang.